Highlights from the Runners World Classic at Merrimack College, a goodbye party for the beloved Mrs. S of the Stevens Memorial Library, and an update from Town Manager Andrew Mailer. All of these stories and more are coming up on this edition of the North Andover Journal. Hello and welcome to this edition of the North Andover Journal. I'm Ron Carpenito. Merrimack College recently hosted the World Runners Classic event from July 15th through the 17th. The event started off on Friday with a festival featuring many athletic vendors and sponsors, as well as kids races. Saturday saw the 5 and 10K races, followed by the Celebrity Mile, which featured many local and national celebrities, including the World Marathon champion Becca Peasy, former New England Patriots offensive lineman Max Lane, and Boston Marathon survivors Adrian Haslett, Jeff Bowman, and Carlos Arredondo, who was one of the heroes of the Boston Marathon attack. The weekend finished up on Sunday with the Runners World Classic Half Marathon that started and finished at Walsh Way and Flaherty Road. Our very own Morgan Healy was in attendance on Saturday to interview some of the Celebrity Mile participants. Let's take a look.
Hi everyone, Morgan Healy here reporting on location for the Journal. Today we are at Merrimack College for the Runners World Classic event. We've got a lot of great stuff lined up for you guys today, including interviews with some of the participants. So we'll get to speak with Jeff Bauman, Carlos Arredondo, and some other amazing people involved in the running community. So let's take a look at what we've got. I am so honored to be sitting with Carlos Arredondo, who is one of the heroes from the Boston Marathon attacks.
It's a blessing actually to be living here in Massachusetts, you know what I mean, where they have the best health care for them to, in order to go through all this traumatic event that happened. But some of the survivors still dealing with the traumatic event that time. Myself and many first responders, you know, we was there to help out, and we're still participating with them in different events, and it's just been amazing, the support ever since then.
Morgan here with David Willey, Editor-in-Chief of Runner's World. It's a pleasure to be speaking with you. It's a gorgeous 90-degree day here at Merrimack College. I mean, how did it feel to be running today, first of all?
It felt incredible. It's so great to be here. We're so proud to be partners with Dave McGillivray and to be here in North Andover and at Merrimack. What a great HQ for this running festival. It's really a weekend-long celebration of running. So honored and humbled and feeling a lot of gratitude, and just to see, you know, runners come together and knowing what a community the running world really is, but to just see how people who were so you know, traumatized by the bombings in 2013 and how they're moving forward is just so inspiring.
Feel sorry for what happened in Nice. But here's what's also happening. What just happened here this weekend. I mean, there are so many wonderful things that are happening. What we just saw, like, I think we need to just go out there as runners and spray everybody with endorphins and, you know, hug each other and love each other.
Here with Becca Peasy. She is the World Marathon champion, absolutely showing so much girl power in the sport of running. It's awesome. Becca, how does it feel to be at Runner's World today at this event at Merrimack College?
The Runner's World event's my absolute favorite. Every time that they put one on, I try and make it to the event because they're so much fun, very well organized, and when Dave asked me to be a part of it, what an honor. It was my goal through the World Marathon Challenge to make history, represent my country, and to show my daughter that you can put anything that you put your mind to, you can do, and just stay focused and rely on the community, and everybody will help you. And what an honor to represent our country, and I had so much fun doing it. Being on a glacier in Antarctica was just incredible and something that I'll never ever forget and have forever.
Today was really meaningful to me. It was my first mile I walked with like a structured mile, and it felt really good to do it, and Carlos was with me and he's amazing, so it meant a lot and inspired a lot of people, and everyone walking behind me after the half mile was really inspiring.
Awesome. Well, we're glad to have you here in North Andover. We'll let you get going. I know it's hot out. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to meet you. Well, guys, it was an amazing day here at Merrimack College. We got to speak with some really wonderful people. We're so glad we were able to bring this coverage to you. We're hoping everyone returns to town next year for this amazing Runners World Classic event. Thanks so much for watching. Back to you guys in the studio.
Wow, thank you, Morgan. What an amazing event to host right here in North Andover. Speaking of amazing things in our town, Mrs. S from the Children's Room at the Stevens Memorial Library recently retired. Mrs. S was the head of the children's room for 16 years, sparking the love of reading in many kids right here in town. She will be greatly missed by many. The Journal was at the retirement party held for Mrs. S, and we caught some of the kind words that Selectman Chair Richard Valancourt had to say.
So I'd like to just present you with a certificate of appreciation on behalf of the Board of Selectmen, presented to Marina Solinkas for 16 years of dedicated service to the town as the head of Children's Services at the Stevens Memorial Library. Your constant professionalism and commitment to our residents brought great credit upon yourself, the library, and the entire town of North Andover. Goosebumps here. Thank you on behalf of the town of North Andover, and the best for you in your retirement, presented by the Board of Selectmen on July 13th, 2016.
Thank you so much. And not to be outdone, the Board of Trustees also has a certificate of appreciation to Marina in recognition of your 16 years. I'm not going to read this because it says much the same thing.
Thank you.
But I want you to always remember, and now I'm going to get up. I want you to always remember that you were much more than a pebble in a pond. You had such a ripple effect to everyone in the community, and especially children. And your, I can't believe I'm getting choked up, but your impact will travel out and influence so many people that you don't even know about. And the love of books is so important. And I know you know that.
I do, so thank you so much.
The Board of Trustees, who won't appreciate that I got all choked up, also wants to give you this gift.
Thank you so
know,
much.
in appreciation.
Thank you.
We're so happy that you've been with us for 16 years and done such a wonderful job.
It just doesn't seem like 16 years, and for those of you that know me well, I'm at a loss for words. That just doesn't happen a lot, ask my husband. But I can't, there's just no way to explain a job that you just loved going to every day. That's not to say there weren't times when there were frustrations, but I literally would get out of bed and be so excited that I had this gig, because ever since I was little going to the library, I wanted to have a children's room, not anything else, a children's room that I could be responsible for. So that was my dream job, and I got it. And I thank everybody that's had anything to do with me over the years. I've truly loved it, and you'll all be in my heart. Thank you very much. And to the parents that are in this town, you're amazing, because a lot of these young people that are here now, of course, weren't here then when I first came 16 years ago. But you have such a love of literature, all the parents of this town. I just can't, it's just amazing. I know we all want to do well by our kids, but you always wanted just the right book, you wanted just the right thing that would capture your child to read. So really good work, moms and dads. Thanks for coming in today to say bye to me. It means a lot. Thank you.
I think I'm really gonna miss her, but hopefully she still has a good time with her grandchildren. Bye, Mrs. S. We'll miss you.
Bye, Mrs. S. Have a great future, and we will miss you.
Congratulations, Mrs. S. You will be missed. Now back this month is our very own Lester Rugg and Irina Grasso with their segments on Senior Moments.
Hello, everyone. We're back in July on this hot, hot summer day to keep cool.
You folks probably know me as Lester Rugg, and of course my partner in crime here, Edwina, and we want to touch on a couple things involving our summer program. All you folks that are in our walking program in the early morning, let us suggest hats in order and dark glasses, because this is the time that sun can do a real disaster to us older folks.
And now for the news, updates, and announcements. Special Tuesday night buffet from 4 to 6 p.m. Join Bayberry at the Senior Center on Tuesday, August 16th. This Bayberry and Emerald Cove, our local assisted living programs prepared by their fantastic chef, and sign up begins August 4th.
On a further note, folks, I should mention something about the lecture series. Very popular. The lecture series is on Monday, and August the 1st, we're going to have the fire chief of the North Andover Fire Department. That's Bill McCarthy. On August the 8th, we're going to have the Human Resources Director, Kathy Darby. On all of these, if you think you're not sure one way or the other, come on down. It's always a surprise about the information that's available. On August the 15th, we're going to have Dr. Muskegee, who's a cardiologist locally. And on August the 22nd and the 29th, we're running through the month. It'll be announced at a later date.
Coming events, seniors invited to St. Paul's Barbecue on Saturday, July 30th at 4 p.m. Call 978-387-6170 in advance to make reservations so they'll know how many people are coming. Let's take a ride. July 29th at Tower Hill, Botanic Gardens. The bus leaves at 10 a.m. and the transportation cost is $6 round trip, which is a great price. So please sign up because those seats fill up fast. Okay, on August 9th, we're going to have Wentworth by the Sea, and pickup time is 10:30 in the morning, so please be prompt. Also, it's one of those days where you bring your own lunch or else eat at Latitudes across the street from Wentworth's. And don't forget, transportation is $6 round trip.
On another note, August the 12th, see what's blooming. And the transportation cost on that one is $6. It's a beautiful place there, a garden in the woods in Framingham. It's not too far from Worcester. That one also is suggested bring your own lunch, and the pickup time is 9:30. Make sure that you get there early because it's a long trip.
On August 16th, another plug for Bayberry's Tuesday night buffet, just like previously.
You can't help but want to cap off our final announcements with Ashland Farms. We've been invited for pizza and ice cream here at the center on August the 22nd. That's at noon. You remember now, always sign up for these things beforehand because we have a limit of about 35 people. And I would think on that note, ice cream is always good for all of us, and we love every moment of it. Thank you so much for sharing with us.
And we'll see you next month.
All together. This time I didn't hit Irina.
Well, the town welcomes a new Poets Laureate in Ken and Nadine Delano, also known as Kennadine. Before retiring to North Andover 3 years ago, Kennadine traveled across the U.S. performing shows and conducting poetry workshops in schools from kindergarten all the way to college level. While retirement hasn't stopped them from being active in the poetry scene here in North Andover, since their arrival 3 years ago, Kennadine has joined the Gray Court Poets, became co-chairs of the Frost Foundation, and organized a monthly open mic night at the Stevens Memorial Library. This duo stopped by the studio to introduce themselves and perform some poetry. Let's check it out.
Ever been kidnapped by a poet?
If I were a poet, I'd kidnap you.
Put you in my phrases.
And meet you to Jones Beach.
Or maybe Coney Island.
Or maybe just to my house.
Lyric you in lilacs.
Dash you in the rain.
Blend into the beach to compliment my sea.
Play the lyre for you.
Ode you with my love song. Anything to win you.
Wrap you in the red, black, green.
And show you off to mama.
Yeah. If I were a poet, I'd kidnap you. And that was the Kidnap Poem by Nikki Giovanni. Thank you.
Yes, and we are Ken and Nadine, or as we like to call ourselves, Kennadine Delano, and we are the new Poets Laureate of North Andover. And our purpose is simply to spread the word about and share poetry with you, which is why we are not going to do any of our poems today. We'll be doing poems by other poets.
And since this area of the country is very Robert Frost, we thought it would be very good to do something by Robert Frost. So this poem is called Fire and Ice. Some say the world will end in fire.
Some say in ice.
From what I've tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire.
But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction, ice is also great and would suffice.
Now, we like Robert Frost, but there's another poet that we like as well who didn't get along so well with Robert Frost.
Yes, and his name is Carl Sandburg. And anyway, Robert Frost had a statement about Carl Sandburg. He said that doing poetry like Carl Sandburg is like playing tennis without a net. Well, we don't like nets. This is jazz fantasia.
Drum on your drums.
Batter on your banjos.
Sob on your long, cool, winding saxophone.
Go to it, oh jazzmen. Sling your knuckles on the bottoms of the happy tin pans.
Let your trombones ooh.
And go husha husha hush with the slippery sandpaper.
Moan.
Like an autumn wind high in the lonesome treetops.
Moan.
Soft like you wanted somebody terrible.
Cry.
Like a racing car slipping away from a motorcycle car. Bang, bang, you jazzmen.
Bang all together. Drums.
Traps.
Banjos.
Horns.
Tin cans.
Make two people fight at the top of the stairway. Cratch each other's eyes in a clinch. Tumbling down the stairs.
Can the rough stuff. Now, Mississippi steamboat pushes up the night river with a hoo, hoo, hoo.
And the green lanterns calling to the high, soft stars.
And the red moon rides on the humps of the low river hills.
Go to it, oh jazzman. Yeah. Thank you. That's it.
Applications for nomination to the Johnson North Andover Athletic Hall of Fame are currently being accepted. Applications can be found on the Athletic Department link on the North Andover High School website or may be picked up at the North Andover High School Athletics office. Nominations will be accepted until December 31st. The Hall of Fame induction and banquet is scheduled to take place on April 22nd, 2017 at DeBurrow's Function Facility in Haverhill. Well, Town Moderator Mark DeSalvo recently announced 2 new appointments to the town's Finance Committee. Jennifer Goldman was reappointed for another 3-year term, while Sarah Weinrich and Divya Bhatnagar were both newly appointed for 3-year seats. Moderator DeSalvo said that he strives to make the Financial Committee a good representation of the community, meaning that the team is very diverse, including people of all races, genders, ages, and ideologies. For the first time in history, the North Andover Finance Committee will be comprised of mostly women. Leaving the committee is Susan Almana and Dawn Elliott, both of whom have done a great deal for the committee and the town. Our dedicated town manager, Andrew Mailer, took some time out of his busy summer schedule to sit down with us for a quick update about what's happening around town. Let's see what he has to say.
Hello everybody. It's hopefully everybody's enjoying the hot weather of the summer and taking advantage of assets the town has like Stevie's Pond and Lake Ochikowick, generally speaking. We have been monitoring what it could be a potential drought situation in town and haven't asked the residents to take any particular steps to address that. The town is starting to slow down its own watering of its own assets, fields, to start to take some initial steps. But if that changes or the lack of rain continues, we may be asking residents to take some additional steps. But at this point, enjoy the summer and hopefully enjoy vacations. The Town Hall project is coming along as expected and should be done in October. There are other interesting projects happening around town. A gateway project coming up Route 114, a company called Earthworks is taking a lot just as you enter North Andover at Chopness Pond Road, and a new facility will be developed on that corner, and I think it'll be something that the community really enjoys. The planning board has completed the permitting for what will be one of the largest solar installations in Essex County at Osgood Landing, and that will begin, in fact it's beginning today, speaking probably in a week in advance of when the show will actually broadcast. And the installation of what will be close to 19,000 solar panels has begun and probably will continue for several months. Two large residential projects are underway, or will be underway shortly. The Berry Farms project at Berry Street off of 114 is moving toward completion of approximately 196 units and 192 residential units, and about 40,000 of commercial development will be come out of the ground shortly along 125 between Sutton Street and Osgood Landing. So some exciting things happening around town from the development perspective, and things that are important to us as well. So wanted to give you an update about a few of those things happening around town. And as usual, if you have any calls or questions or things that are going on in town that you may have an interest in understanding more fully, feel free to call my office. Oh, one last thing. We have a $1.6 million roadway improvement and sidewalk project happening behind the library between Green Street and Mass Ave, funded completely by the federal and state government. And that project is underway and should be substantially complete in the next couple of months. So again, have a fantastic summer, and we'll speak to you soon.
Well, before we end the show today, I'd like to leave you with some community events. Our National Night Out is back this year on August 2nd. This event goes from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. and is held on the middle school track. Always a great time for the family, so come on down. On Thursday, August 4th, Gary the Silent Clown will be performing on the Town Common at 10 a.m. And if it happens to rain, the performance will be moved to the middle school Blaisdell Center. On Sunday, August 7th, the Quinton Selawart Trio, a band fronted by a 15-year-old guitar whiz, will play a combination of classical, traditional, contemporary, and popular music on the Town Common starting at 6 p.m. And right here, our very own North Andover CAM is having a stop-motion workshop from Monday, August 8th through Friday the 12th. This camp goes from 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. and is for grades 4 through 8. There is still a few spots open, but trust me, they fill up fast. So to sign up or for more information, call Susan at the CAM station right now at 978-687-6570 or email her at smartin@northandovercam.org. And as always, if you have a news story or idea for a segment, please email us right here at the Journal at northandovercam.org. That will wrap things up for this week. I'm Ron Carpenito. Thanks for joining us.